The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the winning ring, from San Diego, California, weighing 165 pounds, Rey Mysterio. And the opponent, from St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, weighing in at 268 pounds, Paul Burchill.
Listen to that crowd. This is Michael Cole with Taz at ringside, bringing you Smackdown action from Seattle, Washington.
They're already going crazy, and the action hasn't even started yet. You know tonight's show, Cole, is going to be off the hook.
No question. The Smackdown superstars never fail to bring the house down, and Seattle will never be the same after tonight.
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt these fans love him, Taz, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
He dodged that bullet. You look like a real jerk.
Here it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
No doubt, Cole. There ain't no way.
He's got this crowd solidly behind him.
Here's the pin. This could be it. Wow, talk about coming close. That was almost free.
It sounds like this capacity crowd is something on their minds, Taz.
Yeah, and thousands of paying customers can't. You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
Oh, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be such a good move in my opinion.
Come on, you just can't keep going non-stop. That's a good way to wear yourself out.
This could be big, but it could backfire real bad, too.
The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what we came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? Try to restrain yourself a little bit. Hey, you're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle.
I think that if one of these superstars successfully executes their finishing move, this one is over.
That ain't necessarily the case, Cole. Just because it's called a finisher doesn't mean that
Especially when your opponent is raining down those close fist blows on you. A blatant choke. This will be a short match if he keeps this up.
And that's exactly what he's looking to do. Wear his opponent down quick and pick up the win. See, now this is how you win a match, Cole. You work over your opponent until they can't fight back. This is one heck of a match so far.
It sure is, Taz.
When you decide to shut your yap for a few seconds, then I can enjoy it in peace.
Well, excuse me, but look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You really got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this.
Rey Mysterio is so exciting to watch in action. He's so fast, so agile, so talented. I really think he could be a serious contender for the WWE title. Oh my, the submission hold is locked in.
And this ain't easy to get out of either, Cole.
Submission hold locked in. We may see a tap out right here.
These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
Well, what do you want, Cole? You want to say that everyone wins so nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that.
Man, this match is so good. Oh, jeez, look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong. He's taking a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
You sure you can spare it, Cole? Man, I almost feel bad for JR and King, Cole. You know, instead of showboating to the fans, maybe you should really keep your head to this match.
Come on, Taz. You're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
Man, even if you end up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well. And having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Emotional? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight.
I've been looking forward to this match all night long, Cole.
So have I.
You know, you can show off for the crowd all you want, but all that does is let your opponent rest up.
Actually, Taz, I think it's a...
There's not a superstar in the locker room who can afford to ignore these.
Look at this. No fear on the face of this superstar.
Yeah, that 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. This is just dumb, Cole. You don't win a match by talking your opponent to death.
I disagree, Taz. Getting the crowd on your side can be a huge psychological boost.
A lot of people think he's real exciting to watch, and I agree with them. But he just doesn't have, this guy might not have enough to kick out. Oh, man, I can't believe that.
Rey Mysterio never fails.
Here it comes. You know, Cole, I'd ask you who you were pulling for in this match, but I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
I never claimed to be completely objective, Taz. It's no secret I respect superstars who stick within the rules and show some sportsmanship in the ring.
You gotta understand, Cole. I know it ain't exactly kosher, but you're putting your body on the line in there. You gotta do whatever it takes to protect yourself and pick up the win.
Cass, you're talking about two different things. Going outside the rules in the name of self-defense is one thing, but cheating to steal a victory and enhance your own career is something completely different.
You just don't see action like this every day, Cole.
You sure don't, Taz. And we've got the best seats in the house.
No doubt, front and center. We couldn't be any closer to this match without being in it.
Whoa, that's your territory, partner, not mine. I'm perfectly happy to stay right where top rope moves can win or lose you the match. There's very little middle ground.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out. But now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars
Talk about adding insult to injury. And these fans love it.
Yeah, well, you know what? He better worry more about the injury and less about the insult. This match, look at that. He's bleeding like a stuffed pig.
I can't tell if that's a cut or a broken nose, but either way, the referee might need to stop this fight.
The ref's not going to stop the match, Cole. It's just a little blood. Come on, be a man.
Lead up a Philistine.
Oh, man, here it comes, Cole. 619. Man, you just can't put anything over on these fans.
You sure can. They see everything, and they'll let you know about it.
He might have gotten a pinfall, Cole, but I'd be real surprised if we didn't see a rematch in the back.
Here's your winner, Mysterio.
The following contest is a tables, ladders, and chairs match. On the way to the ring, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, John Cena.
You think you know me?
And the opponent, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 241 pounds, Edge.
A big raw welcome to all our fans here in Phoenix, Arizona, and around the world. This is good old JR, Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Law.
This place is packed, JR. And I know these fans can't wait to see the Raw superstars in action, and neither can I.
I couldn't agree more, King. We certainly appreciate the support of these great Phoenix fans, and I personally guarantee that they're going to get more than their money's worth tonight.
What a counter!
He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament. He was a split second away from a 3 count. Boy, this John Cena sure is one of the most exciting young prospects in all of WWE.
Oh, come on, JR. John Cena's a thug. You know it. I know it. And all of these people know it. It makes me sick that he's allowed to be a WWE superstar.
I don't know how you can say that, King. Cena has dedicated himself to entertaining these fans, and quite frankly, I find him to have more character than many so-called respectable superstars.
There's a difference between entertaining the fans and setting a bad example, JR. I think the fact that Smackdown could ever allow John Cena to become WWE champion is an example of why they're the #2 brand in sports entertainment.
You're not going to get me to say that SmackDown's superior to Raw. But if they were, John Cena would be a large part of the reason. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can, JR. And I don't think we'd have it any other way.
It doesn't appear that Edge is getting much love from this crowd tonight, and who can blame them? They're certainly not getting much from Edge.
That's not...
My God! Let me tell you, when a wood table meets flesh and bone, the table wins.
It's a deadly weapon for sure, JR.
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it? This is a classic matchup, King. I'm so glad the WWE fans are...
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes with the price of admission. I tell you, King, sometimes I get upset. He's all fired up now, King, and I hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got hope of hurting him now. What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off. He's got the crowd and his opponent in the palm of his hand.
That can change in an instant, especially if you let your opponent catch his breath.
There aren't many superstars as diversely talented as John Cena. All of his body weight is forcing his opponent's throat down into the unforgiving steel table of the ring rope.
He's chucking the fight right out of his opponent. This one could be over in a hurry.
I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my prediction?
Because I want to know who's going to win. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the superstar we have.
I'm so happy that we have a superstar like Edge on the Raw roster. Someone who sets goals for himself and doesn't let anything stop him from reaching them. He's a great role model for young fans. Show off all you want, but it's not going to win you the match.
No, but give the crowd behind you can certainly give you the edge.
Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their mind.
Oh, man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King. A vicious chair shot.
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR.
Oh, man! Your arm will never be the same after this.
That arm has been targeted for destruction, and the ring post is being used quite effectively to that end.
I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what... Oh, my gosh! Look at all that blood! That's That's going to leave a mark.
What a brutal match. The referee should step in there and stop this thing.
What? Are you crazy? It's just getting good, JR.
He's got his opponent in the turnbuckle, and here come the punches. I just wonder how many there'll be.
Well, if I had to guess, King, I bet that you wouldn't need to take off your boots to count them.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much.
Down. He's going for it.
And there it is. He's got the STFU locked in.
Boy, this John Cena is his own biggest fan. How come all of these rappers can't talk about anything except how great they are?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, King. Cena's got some impressive accomplishments. We seem to have entered the audience participation portion of tonight's broadcast, King.
It looks like it, JR. Boy, the arena security's going to earn their paychecks tonight.
I don't understand how.
Whoa! Look at that. That's using your hand.
That's using someone's head. That's for sure. Oh, boy. Look out, folks.
Man, head first into the barricade. I hope you've got plenty of aspirin backstage.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go, that table's about the last thing you want to get hit with.
I guess it's better than being put through the table, but not much. You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Oh, no! This is terrible! You can't let your opponent... Oh, man! Even the toughest superstar would have trouble getting up from that. You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster. And that's a fact. He's taken every advantage in this matchup, and it looks like he plans on taking a few more.
If he's not the dirtiest player in the game, JR, he's a shoo-in for second place.
Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk.
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match will be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later.
I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their mind.
Did you see that? That's going to leave a mark.
I think that's the whole idea, King.
are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. They're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if they don't keep the fans happy...
Uh-oh.
This is going to hurt.
Man alive. You talk about physical dominance. He picked up his opponent effortlessly and used that security barricade as a weapon.
Watch out! He reversed it. He countered that one perfectly. So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Good Lord! Listen to the sound of flesh and bone impacting off those steel steps.
You'd have to be an idiot not to take advantage of those steps, JR. And he's no idiot. Wow! Listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic. And I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence of these WWE fans?
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize for King here tonight. He must have gotten up on the wrong side of somebody else's bed tonight.
I think I know who's going to win this match, but I don't want to say. I'm afraid I'll jinx it.
Come on, King. Don't tell me you're superstitious.
Of course not, JR. I'm not superstitious because I know that's unlucky. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment that human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
This is a mistake, JR. Everyone knows that overconfidence costs superstars matches.
That might be true, King, but all I see is a very confident superstar who's got everything going his way. I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old look on the barbecue on my shoulder. Oh, boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something quick. Looks like they've slowed the match down a little. And I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King, to hurry anyway.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say.
Boy, it's obviously super.
That table's in pieces.
You're not going to win a match by insulting your opponent.
No, but having the crowd behind you can certainly get the adrenaline. This
The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated.
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves. That's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide. Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament?
That was like 2 7/8, JR.
Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Oh, here we go. What a jerk. How about continuing the match?
I don't think he's in any hurry in this one, King. I don't think the crowd wants it to end either.
I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear. He's got his opponent in position. I think he's going for it.
No, it can't be. Not the FU.
Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match. And now it's paying off.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late.
This match is going to continue until someone's completely debilitated. And considering the resiliency of these superstars,
Oh my gosh, not the table.
boy, somebody's going to be picking splinters out of their gums after this one.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule?
That's what you get beat like when you're in the middle of a slobber knocker. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like a scalded dog with a case of the liver tape.
All right, enough. I'm getting a translator before I have to come out here with you again.
My God, what an impact! But can he capitalize and get the title before his opponent recovers? What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars. And here's the pin.
There's only a few things you have to avoid doing in a match. Having your shoulders touch the mat for 3 seconds.
Here's your winner, John Cena.
I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out, but now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars get a huge advantage. Oh, jeez, look at this. Pandering to the crowd.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum, Taz.
You know, instead of showboating to the fans, maybe you should really keep your head to this match.
Come on, Taz. You're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
He slipped out of that one. It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but
These superstars have been pounding the hell out of each other, and now we're starting to see the effects of that.
I don't think there's ever been a more dominant superstar in WWE than the legendary Dead Man, The Undertaker.
Yeah, he's been always on top of the mountain for so long, and the Dead Man's been there for a very, very long time.
That might be true, Taz, but I don't see anyone on the horizon who could dethrone the Phenom. Look at the boogeyman, Taz. Tell me honestly, have you ever seen...
Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, Taz, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
Man, you talk about superstars who ain't got an ounce of quit in them, huh? You're looking at them right here.
And look at this. No fear on the face of this superstar.
Yeah, that 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. Whoa! I think these fans have got a little something they want to share with us.
If they're right, great reversal.
You know, there's no doubt that The Undertaker's one of the most impressive superstars ever to set foot in the WWE ring. But you know what, Cole? You're only as good as your last match.
How can you say that, Taz? The Dead Man has proved himself time. I knew it was only a matter of time before we saw that. I don't like it, but as long as it wins matches, it's going to keep happening.
That's the bottom line, Cole. If you're not doing everything you can to win, then you're in the wrong game. These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a...
Well, you can show off for the crowd all you want, but all that does is let your opponent rest up.
Actually, Taz, I think he's going for a ride, Cole. And it looks like it's the last ride.
Oh, man, these fans are fired up now.
They sure are. You know it's going to have an effect on this match. He was one step ahead on that one. As shocking and disturbing as the boogeyman is, Taz, there's a part of me that really enjoys his theatrics.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So we need more guys around here that want to eat worms and talk. Come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff. Here it is, Taz. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
I'll tell you what, if his opponent's got a brain in his head, he'll get the heck out of there. Look at that. There it is, Cole. Blood in the water. The end is near.
How can you sound so excited, Taz? These are human beings in the ring, for God's sake.
Correction, Cole. These are WWE superstars. And sometimes this is what you do to win a match. The thing you got to remember about The Undertaker is that 50% of his style, his offense, is about getting inside the... Well, we know where this is going. Meat ring punch.
And that is a brutal but effective way to pick apart your opponent's arm strength.
The Boogeyman is a sick, twisted individual, and those are his good qualities.
He's a unique character for sure, Taz, but he seems to resonate with these fans.
Well, then I guess the... Okay, yeah, great. That's just great. Now, why don't you quit showing off and get down to...
He is getting down. down to business. He's in the sports entertainment business, isn't he? He's got this crowd solidly behind him. And now he's going to get... The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? Try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle.
Like him or not, you've got to admit that the boogeyman is a master of getting inside the heads of his opponents.
Yeah, he's definitely a freaky dude. Kind of like you, Michael. You're a freaky individual also.
It doesn't seem to me like the boogeyman has a lot of trouble going toe-to-toe with his opponent's eyes.
Hey, the ref's got a tough job. I mean, trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard.
You know, it's easier to get some superstars to play by the rules than others.
Hey, you know what, Cole? If you're going to get on your high horse again and give us another lecture about playing fair, I swear to God, I'm going to throw up.
Is it so wrong to ask a superstar to play by the rules, Taz? That doesn't seem to be so unreasonable to me.
That's because you never competed in a match, Cole.
Nice reversal. This superstar is all fired up, and so is this capacity crowd.
Yeah, well, tell you what, one mistake and we're going to see that fire go out and run. You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's it.
Talk about adding insult to injury, and these fans love it.
Yeah, well, you know what? He better worry more about the... There's not a... Yeah, that's it. Do it again.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I can't say I am.
You just don't see action like this every day, Cole.
You sure don't, Taz. And we've got the best seats in the house.
No doubt, front and center. We couldn't be any closer to this match without being in it.
Whoa, that's your territory, partner, not mine. Oh my God, what a brutal match. And the loser is taking
Here's your winner, The Undertaker.
He's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to?
Boy, I tell you, King, this Debari makes me sick. I practically threw a barbecue cookout for him that Raw. I was hoping I'd never have to set foot in the same arena with him again.
I know we don't agree on much, JR, but I'm with you on this one. The only good thing about seeing Debari compete is knowing that he might get beaten and humiliated in front of the whole world.
You're not going to get him without.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic. But I think these fans are too stupid to realize it. How can you? Oh, no. This is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum. Well, oh, man. I've been in this hole before, JR. This brings back some bad memories.
Another superstar has entered the match.
Wow. Listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
His opponent telegraphed that one. I'll tell you, JR, between his love of food and his love of the ladies, I'm surprised Viscera gets much wrestling done.
Big Vis is a man of strong appetite, if you know what I mean. But I think his strongest appetite is for success here on Raw.
Look at this, JR. Can you imagine Smackdown putting on a match as good as this?
No disrespect intended or Smackdown followers, but no, I can't. I truly believe up the turnbuckle he goes. I hope he knows what he's doing. Is it time? Yes, we've got another superstar joining the match.
Do you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like. We're in the middle of a slaughter line. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like a scalded dog in the case of the liver thing.
All right, enough. I'm getting a translator before I have to come out here with you again.
Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Well, there's no doubt about that, JR.
And another competitor is about to join the action.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go.
The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get stroked by it. You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject that you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's, oh no, I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King.
We've got a fresh superstar entering the match. That's a huge advantage.
This competitive crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
King,
Uh-oh. Looks like he's... I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR. But I guess it's their right.
you're damn right it is.
Oh, sure. Now he's going for the cover, JR. Boy, Kid and his fans are getting a real treat here tonight, JR.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them could be any happier.
I don't care how tough you are, JR. No one can take this kind of pain for long.
You're absolutely right, King. We've seen many superstars tap out to this very hole. That went nowhere.
He's a 3 count away from a pinfall.
Is that? No, only 2. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts and rules right? Cranking up the pressure on that hole, JR.
He sure is. There's no doubt he's looking for the submission right here.
Look, JR, he's got his attention focused on that ankle.
And there it is. The ankle lock. He's got it locked in. Oh, boy. Yeah, and there's the submission. There might not be any way out of it.
There better be, or we're going to see a tap out right here. What does he think he's doing? showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way. And I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
Daivari thinks that everyone hates him because he's Arab American. Nothing could be further from the truth.
He may get the 3 count here. I've got to say, although I've always enjoyed his work, I never expected Viscera to achieve the level of fan support that he has.
Yeah, but I just don't understand it, JR. How can these fans cheer someone who looks like that?
I think the world's largest love machine is going to be, look at this, look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah, well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to...
He's been looking for that one good shot, and this might be it.
Oh, my gosh, the power of the punch. Hey, Rip, I thought closed fists were supposed to be illegal. Look at the size of the Great Khali, JR. Where do you find someone like that?
The Great Khali's from India, King, but I wouldn't expect to find another human being like him walk in the face of this earth.
Let's hope not, JR. One of these guys is already too much.
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now.
A textbook reversal there.
He's got his opponent in position, JR. This could be it.
Angle slam! Angle slam! He just drove his opponent into the canvas. I'd be a lot more impressed by Ken Kennedy if I didn't think he was such a pompous ass.
Hey, when you're as great as Mr. Kennedy, it's hard to be humble. They haven't been going easy on each other in this match, JR. And I think it's really begun to take its toll. He saw that one coming.
And here's the pin.
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. They're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if they don't keep the fans happy...
If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. But that's not the case now, is it?
Daivari's one of those people who blames everyone else for his problems. And I can't stand that.
You'd think that eventually he'd realize that if everyone gives him a hard time everywhere he goes, that maybe, just maybe, there's something about him that makes them act that way.
I think you're giving Daivari more credit than he deserves, JR. I think he'd rather complain about things rather than try to do anything about them.
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it? Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated. There's no question that this capacity crowd loves Big Vis and the world's largest pajamas. And there's a lot of him to love.
No kidding, JR. I heard a rumor that Viscera was baptized at SeaWorld. So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match.
Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you don't want to find yourself in.
No kidding. This will rearrange. His opponent tried to hang on, but the pain was just too great. I think that would have done any different, JR. It was either tap out or something serious. There's only one point to make in a situation like that.
The following contest is a 5-man battle royal. On the way to the ring, the WWE Women's Champion from Richmond, Virginia, Mickie James. And the opponent, from Los Angeles, California, Jillian Hall. And the opponent, from Sanford, North Carolina, Lita. And the opponent, from Los Angeles, California, Melina. And the opponent, from Toronto, Canada, Trish Stratus.
What a reversal. That was nowhere. Did you see that? Ring the damn bell. You can't let somebody get away with that.
I don't think the ref saw it, JR. Doesn't see it. It's not moving.
Excellent counter. Good ring push.
Do you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to... Oh, boy, this is not going to be an easy hole to escape from.
It sure isn't, JR. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times.
The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? That submission is locked in, JR, and this is a tough one to break.
It sure is, King. And even if you break the hole, it takes its toll on him.
Oh, no. This is terrible. He's going for the pin.
Would you look at that? He was a split second away from a 3-count.
Yes, that was an incredible move. What strength. WWE superstar ever wants to admit that they're their limits, but when you've been getting
this, no disrespect intended for our SmackDown colleagues, but no, I can't. I truly believe Raw is a dominant. No! No! How can a referee allow something like that?
Here's the pin. Could this be it?
Look at this! Look at this! You're talking about a house of fire. You're seeing it right here.
Yeah. Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE superstars are in rough shape. Fatigue has set in. And I think this match could be over before you know it.
Everyone says that Mickey James is supposed to be nuts. But tell me, JR, how could someone that crazy win the women's title?
Well, King,
Oh, boy, this won't do you any favors.
it certainly doesn't, King. A volley of unanswered blows.
What a counter!
Oh, no. The adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
Oh, he's got control of her opponent. You know what's coming next.
I sure do. There she goes with the DDT. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed. There's an ounce of quick between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Oh, man, I think we're going to see a high-risk move here. I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King.
Are you sure they can afford it, JR? He can pin him right here, JR. Oh, boy. These top rope moves can go either way. Look at him, rubbing his opponent's face in it. I love it.
Well, this crowd doesn't seem to share your opinion. And quite frankly, I hope this comes back to bite you. Oh, for the love of God, talk about having no respect for your opponent.
Well, if you've got a problem with it, maybe you should do something about it, JR.
And it's been reversed.
Look at that. No fear whatsoever. What an amazing superstar.
Be that as it may, this isn't the sort of thing that wins. Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. Man, Mickey James is such a cutie. I wonder what it'd take to get her to come home with me.
I don't think it would be too hard, King. I've heard you're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle.
There's the reversal.
There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
She's measuring her opponent.
Oh, man. She got all of that mitt kick, King.
I've pinned a lot of superstars in my day, JR, and it's tougher than it looks. No question.
Here's your winner and still the WWE Women's Champion, Mickey James. the way to the ring, from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds, Rob Van Dam. And the opponent, from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, Umaga. And the opponent, from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 219 pounds, Johnny Nitro. And the opponent, from San Antonio, Texas, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
My name is Finley, and I love to fight.
And the opponent, from Belfast, Ireland, weighing in at 235 pounds, Finley. And the opponent, from El Paso, Texas, weighing 200 pounds, Chavo Guerrero.
A reverse. I think someone's looking for a weapon under the ring. This could get ugly. Come on! Somebody's got to take that away from him.
Hey, if the referee doesn't stop it, it's all legal. He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Billy Hale.
If he's looking for a weapon, he's in the right place. And you can't take too many of those and expect to continue.
solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary?
That went nowhere.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE, but you got to have a guess, right? I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself. It's all the same to you, King. Oh, man, what a shot from that foreign object.
What are you talking about, JR? I'm almost sure that was made in America. I can't believe he countered that one. Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had a crowd behind him too all man. And now it's paying off.
Oh, boy. This looks like an all-or-nothing move.
Oh, boy. The adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something quick. I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes from the price of admission.
I gotta say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King? These are some of the finest athletes.
He's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to? What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's structuring the match his way. And I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
Looks like he read his opponent's mind. Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclude. Whoever loses this fight might just lose the match too, JR. Who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a potential superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Look at these fans can't stand it when he does this, JR, but I think it's great.
He's sure not going to win over any fans with that move, but I don't think that bothers him too much, quite frankly.
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has ever made more sense than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. Then it's too late.
He's all fired up now, King, and I hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. Man, look at the size of Umaga. What do you feed a guy to get him that big, JR?
I only want to guess, King, because it looked to me like Umaga.
He can win the Money in the Bank match right here.
Look at this.
Only one of them's going to stay on that ladder, JR. Who's it going to be? You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm not at all surprised, King. I knew this was going to be a terrific matchup.
Oh, come on, JR. You're just talking through your hat. Speaking of hats, when are you going to get rid of that silly thing anyway?
Right about the time you stop wearing that crown, so. I tell you, King, I get exhausted just watching these superstars.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these...
He might be thinking of one of his favorite tunes.
No! Sweet chin music! I don't believe it! Look at that! He's busted wide open! This is great!
I don't know what's so great about watching a human being brutalized like this.
Come on, JR. You know this isn't ballet. almost got the briefcase. These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. They're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if they don't keep the fans happy.
If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. But that's not the case now, is it?
I think we're going to find out just how much punishment. Oh, no, this is terrible. You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum.
Well, all I can say is
A fist fight 15 feet in the air. This isn't going to be free.
neither combatant can afford to lose this fight and fall to the mat.
They know there's not enough room for both of them up there. Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now.
I think the thing that impresses me most about him is his courage. Wouldn't you say so, JR?
Well, you can...
I love this move, JR. Watch this.
A Celtic cross. A devastating signature move, to be sure. But is it enough? Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their mind.
You sure can.
This could be it. We could have our winner right here.
Boy, it's obvious these superstars have done their homework on each other.
They sure have. This is for hell of an exam.
Let's hope it's not their final exam, JR. I'd love to see them go at it again.
Well, if I think the fans have their way, you'll get your wish, King.
How can Shawn Michaels keep calling himself the Heartbreak Kid? Does he really think he's still breaking hearts? Isn't he?
King, I'm sorely tempted to say something about the superstars are fighting to stay on the ladder. Look at the intensity of these two superstars trying to stay on the ladder.
I love watching Finley in action, JR. He loves to fight, and it shows.
Boy, if that isn't the truth, I think he'd do nothing but if he had his way. There's not an ounce of quit in either superstar, but only one will remain on the ladder.
Whoever loses this fight is going to take a heck of a fall, JR.
The spirit may be good, but the flesh is weak. I don't think any human being could keep this up for long in that condition. Whoever wins this fight might just win the match.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know. And that's why I'm bringing the pitcher back out here with me next time.
See, JR, this is exactly why Raw is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment.
You're absolutely right, King. We got the best superstars, the best fans.
And the best announced team. Don't forget that.
I was going to say that until you interrupted me. Now just look like you haven't lost. There's not an ounce of quit in any WWE superstar. But the human body has its limits. And they may
They've been going easy on each other in this match, JR. And I think it's really begun to take its toll. I can't believe someone that's out of it as Rob Van Dam could be featured as prominently as he is here in the WWE. I don't even think more.
You talk about being...
They're beating the heck out of each other, JR. Someone's going to take a tumble. These two are fighting for the... It's a long way down for whoever loses this fight, JR.
Man, would you look at the size and the speed of Umani? Both superstars are beating the hell out of each other on that ladder. You're not going to get him with that one.
Boy, it must
superstar like...
I'll tell you, JR, it's rough to get to a point in a match where you want to keep going, but you just don't have anything left. And I think that's what's happening here.
Look at Shawn Michaels. The future Hall of Famer has overcome so much adversity in his career. Back and forth, these two are going to trade blows until someone falls.
It's going to be a long way down for one of these two superstars.
There they go, right into the crowd.
Oh, boy. Now, this is my kind of fight, JR.
Look at the intensity of these superstars battling who is literally inches from victory in this Money in the Bank match.
After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they, what a battle.
Neither superstar can afford to be knocked off the line.
I wonder if we're going to see Philly hit his opponent with that, what do you call that thing? That club he carries around?
This has turned into a real slobber knocker.
They're really going after each other, JR. Man, I'm telling you, JR, this Umaga scares the heck out of me.
He's a savage. He's primal, a carnivore, like some kind of wild animal.
Yeah, and if he wasn't competing in the WWE, they'd probably have him locked up in a cage and charge admission just to see it.
I don't think Johnny Nitro's winning over any fans here tonight.
Nitro's not worried about impressing the fans, JR. He doesn't need to try. Have you ever seen him outside the ring without a beautiful woman on his arm?
Well, I'm glad that Nitro's so successful with the ring. But last I knew, that wasn't the way to rise through the ranks of the WWE.
Whoa! Look at that! That's using your head.
That's using someone's head, that's for sure.
Oh, man. Here it comes.
Oh, my God. The Samoan spike. That thumb jammed straight into the throat.
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
That's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'll all be out of job. Billy's had a long and distinguished career in this business. And I swear, he can still go better than superstars at his age.
He's taking care of himself, that's for sure. He looks pretty fit, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would, King. I'd say he looks very fit indeed. Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of exclusive presents.
Well, there's no doubt about that, JR. Not a superstar on the Smackdown roster who can hold a candle to Raw's finest.
I wouldn't go that far, King. There are quite a few Smackdown superstars who I would love to have over.
Oh, come on, JR. Why would you want to lower the tone of the Raw locker room by bringing in some losers from SmackDown?
King, next time you call The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit losers, make sure you give me some warning so I can get the hell out of here before you do it. I don't want to be any part of what that's going to get. The briefcase is within reach. This match is within seconds of being over. They call him the Samoan Bulldozer. And you don't get closer to the truth than that.
No kidding. He's just about as big and almost as strong. And the only difference is you can turn a bulldozer off if something goes wrong.
If he grabs that briefcase, this match is over.
Do you ever think could be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like. We're in the middle of a cycle. And when you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like a scalded dog with a case of the liver thing.
All right, enough. I'm getting it. This could be it, JR. He's almost got it.
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk. Johnny Nitro has certainly proven himself as a tag team competitor on Smackdown, and he's distinguished himself as a singles competitor as well.
Hold on a second, JR. Every time I've heard you mention Nitro in the past, you've complained about it. You can't have it both ways.
I've complained about Nitro's attitude, that's the truth. But that's no reflection on his athletic opponent. This is not going to be pretty.
It might not be pretty, JR, but there's no doubt that the Celtic Cross gets the job done every time.
Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring.
It looks as if Finley may have left his leprechaun at home tonight. And I, for one, am happy about that.
Come on, JR. What if you gotta get some little people are people too.
These superstars are in rough shape. Fatigue has set in. And I think this match could be over before you know it.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little. And I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King, to hurry anyway.
I think I know who's going to win this match, but I don't want to.
He's mere inches from victory in this Money in the Bank match. If one of these superstars starts to build momentum, it could be the beginning of the end of this match.
That's right, JR. You don't see a lot of matches won with one or two big moves.
You sure don't. You've got to lay the groundwork first. It doesn't matter.
Oh, man, that briefcase is so close. This could be it.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit to see Nitro take it down here tonight.
What have you got against Nitro, JR?
Boy, I don't think anyone's happy with the way that went. Sure not.
Here's your winner, Rob Van Dam.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 380 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And the opponent, from the Caribbean, weighing 230 pounds, Carlito.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be poor.
It's the city so nice they named it twice. Tonight, Smackdown comes to you from the Big Apple, New York City.
A place that I am very proud to call home, Cole, and also a place that I'm proud to say I made my WWE debut.
It sure is, partner. And you know, it's always a huge event whenever Smackdown comes to the city that never sleeps.
Wow, look at that submission. I ain't never seen it executed better.
Neither have I, partner. And this might be enough to get the tap out right here.
And there's the counter, Cole.
Great reversal.
There's the reversal, Cole. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I just think it's unfortunate whenever a superstar decides to cheat to win, rather than compete fair. He anticipated that move perfectly. I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
You're not going to hear me say this much, Cole, but I definitely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long feud.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think this match might only exasperate them.
Jeez, Cole, watch your language, will you? It's a family show.
I said exasperate. Oh, never mind. Look at these fans. They didn't like that one bit.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got some bad news for these fans. He don't give a damn what you think.
Mark Henry is one of the most terrifying. We've seen this before. He'll do whatever it takes to win and take every advantage he can.
You know, that's not going to make it popular.
And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
Yeah, and you can't let that break your focus. But that's easier said than done. Someday, Cole, if you work hard at it, you might actually become half as cool as Carlito.
I hope that's never the case. I've seen what Carlito considers cool, and I want no part. I'll never understand why Mark Henry resorts to the brutal tactics he uses against his opponents. He's already the world's strongest man. What's he got left to prove?
Well, I guess like most women, you're squeamish. Every time Mark Henry gets in a ring with someone, you gotta realize he's sending a message to the whole locker room.
Well, if you ask me, a victory is message enough. There's no need for the senseless brutality that Mark Henry seems to enjoy dishing out.
I love it. Talk about rubbing your opponent's face in it.
Yes, but this might not...
I love hearing the crowd come alive.
He's going for the pin. This could be it.
Hey, the ref's got a tough job. I mean, trying to keep these superstars on the up and up, that's hard.
Well, it's easier to get some superstars to play by the rules than others.
You know what, Cole? Forget to get on your high horse. This is dumb.
looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match. I don't know where Carlito gets off telling people how cool he is. I certainly don't see anything Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back, partner. You died and made Carlito the judge of what was cool anyway.
No, I don't know, Cole. But they picked the right guy to do the job, I'll tell you that much. As far as I'm concerned, Carlito's doing us all a public service. And at least you can do is show a little gratitude.
Wow, they don't get much closer than that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. There ain't no doubt in my mind that Mark Henry really is the world's strongest man. The power of this guy is purely awesome.
It's downright scary is what it is, Taz. We've seen Mark Henry tear apart superstar after superstar, and I hope we're not about to see more of the same here tonight. He's got this crowd solidly behind him, and now he's going to give them exactly what they want to see.
You can't just keep playing to the crowd, though, Cole. That's a huge distraction, in my opinion. I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out. But now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars get a huge advantage over their opponents and still lose the match because they got sloppy.
Anything can happen.
You know, there is such a thing as playing to the crowd a little too much, and that's exactly what I'm seeing here.
I disagree. He's wrestled this match his way all along, and now we see it paying off.
These superstars give everything they got when they're in a match like this. But a lot of people... Did you see that? He busted him wide open.
After that last shot, I'm not surprised. I hope the referee doesn't let this go on too much longer.
I don't get it. Are you nuts or what? This match is just starting to get good now.
I don't use the word evil lightly. That's all. I don't think he's going to win any fans over with that.
It ain't about winning over the fans, though, Cole. He's letting everyone know.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
No surprise there, Cole. The WWE fans ain't exactly known for keeping their opinions to themselves. These WWE fans just can't get enough of these superstars.
I'm glad to see it. A WWE match isn't just about competition, it's also about entertaining the fans.
Okay, well, if that's the case, how come they got you as an announcer? I mean, that ain't exactly great entertainment, right?
You might be right, Taz. I think it would be extremely entertaining to listen to you try to call a match all by yourself.
I'll tell you what right now, I love watching Mark Henry get it done in the ring. There ain't another guy in that locker room who can pick apart an opponent like Mark Henry.
You say that like it's a good thing, Taz. Personally, I wish Henry would focus more on winning matches and less on ending careers.
Well, it looks like they're slowing the pace down a little bit here. That might not be such a good move, in my opinion.
Oh, come on. You just can't keep going non-stop. That's a good way to wear yourself out and make a critical mistake.
No, but you can't give the opponent any time to recover, neither. You gotta stay on him and...
Oh, my! There's the submission hold. He's in the driver's seat now.
No doubt, Cole, if your opponent lets you lock that in, it usually means that they ain't got much left. Whoa! I think these fans have...
The WWE superstars are all superb athletes, but they're also human beings, and there's only so much punishment a human body can take.
These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this has been a great match so far.
But what do want to say that everyone wins so nobody gets their feelings hurt?
I never said that. He knows his opponent is completely helpless to resist the submission hold.
And that means you got to either dig deep and find a way to break it, or you got to just flat out tap out. Oh, come on, quit showing off. This is supposed to be a wrestling match, not a popularity contest.
We've seen this before, Taz. He's been wrestling his style of match, and he's coming up on a big payoff. Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. An injured superstar is like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means 100%.
Going up the turnbuckle hurts a heck of a lot less than coming down from the turnbuckle.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why you prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
Oh, come on, Cole. And there it is. Strongest slam. On the mat, shoulders down. This could be it.
I don't think there's any question in anyone's mind who won that match, man. He should be. Here's your